Welcome to the MS&Me Radio Network. The broadcast shows are for informational and entertainment purposes only. They are not designed to provide listeners with specific personal, medical, or counseling advice. Individuals with a medical issue should always consult their healthcare provider. MS&Me is not responsible for content of individual shows. The views expressed by show hosts or their guests are their own. Enjoy the show.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Straight Up with MS and all its crazy little circles here on MS&Me Radio, brought to you by the MS Global Support Network. I'm your host, Patty Long, and you can find me on Twitter at MSInItForLife, and I spell that MSENIT, the number 4, LIFE. After such an amazing week last week going to Florida, I am having a really crappy week this week, which we'll get on to this week after I tell you about last week, because why not start with the good, right? So last week, I was invited to Florida for 3 days by at Celgene. They're a company, a pharmaceutical company that has been huge in the world of cancer. So I knew of this company already from the world of cancer because that was kind of my baby in data analysis. So I had heard of them, and they asked me who I had worked for, and I could only tell them my parent company, which was KJ Reinig Associates, because or KJ Reinig and Associate, which I was the associate, but I couldn't tell them who my end clients were because those are the end clients, and that's confidential. So I couldn't tell them that. And our company, we contracted our work from bigger players, so we were the subcontractors in this analysis. And, every time the government or somebody said no outsourcing, we got kicked off the team because we were an outsourcing company, even though everything was still in the U.S. It was still U.S. dollars, So the outsourcing guys isn't always outsourcing to people in foreign countries. It's not always going to somebody that doesn't live here, is what I'm getting at, because outsourcing in the U.S. can mean a lot of different things, and it can affect a lot of companies that are little companies like ours that are just in the U.S. And while we worked with people around the world, our primary business was right here. So remember that when you get outraged about outsourcing, that outsourcing isn't always outsourcing to another country. And as far as that goes, I'm kind of done, but it is a problem. So we need to be aware as people with MS and as people in general that this exists, and so I'm all about awareness. So I went to Florida at Celgene, and they were fabulous, and I'm so excited by the things that they do and have done with cancer, because if they're breaking into the MS market and doing MS research and talking to people who have MS like myself and the others who were invited, then that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing, y'all. That is amazing. So keep an eye out for Celgene and what they're doing, because they're just an amazing company. And while I have no idea what's going to happen next with them, I know what kind of company they are. So no questions about what's up, because, well, I don't know. And even if I did know something, I believe in confidentiality. It exists for a reason. So it's not, other than saying that I was there with them, I have absolutely no intentions of saying anything else. And of course, I did have a free evening that first night that I was there on the 5th. And Michelle Toddy from MS Pals, and let me plug her in right quick. She is amazing. If you're on Facebook, join MS Pals if you haven't already, and you will get a chance to meet Michelle Toddy. She is fabulous. She is funny. We had the best time. She came and picked me up from the hotel and took me off to Universal Studios. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can afford this. And that was my first thought. But you can get into Universal for free. You just walk through the gates and they check to make sure you don't have any knives or guns and stuff like that. But you get in for free. And then it's up to you whether or not you spend money. So I really liked that about Universal. It's not like most parks where you have to initially pay your $50 to get in, right? So, and parking was free too. I mean, it was all very nicely done. I really loved it. And we had a blast. We tried on silly hats, and I even bought one to bring home with me because they are silly, and sometimes silly is what we need. It's absolutely what we need. And I love making people laugh. So, the silliness of the hat just fit right up my alley. And so we made some crazy videos of me trying on different hats. And I took pictures of Michelle, my camera, on my phone. And my phone itself, which needs to be replaced, wouldn't allow me to take videos. Yeah, right. So it just blocked it all out and said no. So I don't have videos on my phone that I took, but Michelle had some. So she sent them to me, and I will get these online. But when I got back, I had a lot of trouble. But we're holding off on that for a second still, because when we were at Universal, aside from the silly hat, I also got a cool shirt that is all me, that's got all the fancy funky colors and stuff. And I'm kind of out there as far as what I wear sometimes. But we are who we are, and I love being me. Or at least 99.9% of the time, I love being me. Pain and all, MS and all. I absolutely love being me. So, anyhow, the whole night was fantastic. We danced in the streets. We pretended to surf on their surfboard with the big wave coming down on top of us. And those pictures were pretty funny as well. And I wish that my camera had done video, because Michelle was hilarious getting on these things. She left her roller out of the way and got up on there, and then was trying to balance on this board, and she looked like she was surfing because her balance was a little messed up and she was wobbling and stuff. So it really looked like she was riding it. If I had been able to get a video, that would have been amazing. But yeah, I need a new cell phone. So no video from that, but that doesn't mean I won't go back and have a cell phone that works, because I plan on getting one really soon as I decide which type to actually buy. That's really the main point now, is trying to figure out which one to get. And so we did the surfing, and we danced in the streets with complete 100% strangers. There was music playing, and the first time there was a guy that was already dancing, and I went up and started dancing with him, and then we walked on a little ways longer, and the music changed, and so I'm still dancing in the streets, but to a different beat, and different music. So I kept that up. We drew a lot of attention. I mean, we were just two silly MSers having fun. And that's what life is about, y'all. It's about having those fun times. It's about laughing so hard that you start crying. Well, not crying, but you know what I mean. You're laughing so hard, you got tears rolling down your face. And this is some of the greatest medicine out there for those of us with MS, because being happy and being okay with being yourself is so important. If I was trying to hide who I am, I'd probably have a great deal of trouble. And part of who I am is definitely having MS. And so it's MS Awareness Month as well. And I was going to take some orange chalk, but it was supposed to rain the whole time. So I decided not to bother packing any orange chalk and trying to draw on sidewalks. First off, orange chalk is really hard to find. I did not know that until I started looking, but it is. And I know when it comes to dyes, because I wear a lot of tie-dyed headbands that an artist friend of mine makes. They're not just your regular, tie it up in tie-dye. These are art pieces of art. And he had a lot of experience with tie-dye and the tie-dye paints, but he had trouble with the orange. It would turn to a muddy brown, and so orange just is a hard color to work with, and maybe that's why I couldn't find orange chalk. But I had yellow, I had green, I had blue, I had pink, I had every color under the rainbow except for orange. So, no painting of the sidewalks for me. Well, it wasn't paint, but, it washes off in the rain. It's sidewalk chalk, right? So, anyways, I didn't get to do that part. But we did dance in the streets at Universal. We talked to a lot of people. We explained to them what MS is and why it's so different for everybody. And I tell people this all the time. And, when we are babies, our central nervous system is not yet connected. Our immune systems, they're not yet grown. We only have a small amount of an immune system, and that's what we got from our mama. So, the rest of it we build up on our own as we grow up and become adults. And even as adults, we can, our immune systems change with every illness. So, my immune system, I thought, was really strong. But, then at 47, I get diagnosed with MS, and it's already everywhere. So, maybe it was really strong at fighting against colds and flus and the normal stuff, but it was attacking me at the same time. Or at least something is attacking me at the same time. So, they still don't know what's going on with how MS actually attacks us. They still don't know why it's attacking us. They just know that our myelin is getting eaten up by this disease, and that causes all these problems in our central nervous system. So I tell people that my central nervous system is different from everybody else's. And it has been right from the get-go, because I was born me. Even though I hadn't developed anything yet, I was born me. And you are born you. So, things shape this, our environment, our parents, all the different experiences that we have. They all shape us as we grow. But we also all connect differently. So some babies, and if you've ever had children or if you've been around babies, then you know this. Some of these babies, some of us as babies, I should say, we start talking before we start walking, or maybe we roll instead of crawl, or maybe we scoot instead of crawl, or maybe we don't even crawl or scoot or anything. We just automatically start standing up and going. So all of this means that we're connecting initially a little differently. And since we've connected a little differently, I believe, now there's no scientific evidence, but I believe that since we connected differently, then the lesion that's in the same spot in my brain or my spine that causes me this problem might cause you a different problem because we connected differently to start with. And that's just my theory that I'm putting out there, my 2 cents worth. And it makes it a little bit easier for people to understand when I talk to them that, yeah, we are all different. You're not going to see two MSers that are quite alike. So while Michelle and I were both out there laughing like crazy, I mean, you wouldn't believe how hard we laughed, and having this fabulous time dancing with people and doing this stuff, she had a roller and I did not. Okay? And you know, it's that difference in how our MS affects us, and also probably what we each do for ourselves that makes things different, plus whether or not we have a disease modifying therapy that is working for us or not. Now, I got home from this fabulous time in Orlando. I mean, it was just amazing. And I can't tell you how much I loved it. Now, I couldn't record while I was there, which was a little upsetting because y'all missed a show last week. Or I missed uploading a show last week. And that's because Orlando is a very busy city. And, you know, so outside was out of the question. There was too much going on that would have been picked up and interfered with you being able to hear me. And inside my hotel room, it echoed because that's what happens unless you're in a sound studio and you're inside. When I go inside my house to record, which today I'm sitting on the porch because it's a nice day out here and I just really need the fresh air. We don't have sunshine, but I needed to come outside. I love listening to the birds, so I hope they're not bothering you in the background. But, you know, my room echoed. So then I thought, okay, at home I go in the closet. So I tried to set up in their little closet. But you know what? Their little closet was extremely little. And I'm a little person, but it was barely wide enough for me to sit in it. And then there's no handle on the inside of the door, so I can't shut the door all the way. And I'm like, oh no. I can picture this now. I accidentally shut the door and then have to call the front desk and say, help me, I'm trapped in the closet. And I didn't want to have to call downstairs to the front desk and tell them that I was trapped in their closet in my hotel room. I mean, I just didn't want to do that, y'all. And I apologize. But these things do happen to us. So, you know, I know that I could record in my car, and I could do that now where I could see outside, and then I wouldn't have the sounds interfering. But I don't think that I have too much of a problem with just the birds, so I'm sticking with my front porch for today. But yes, I feel bad anytime that I don't get a show to you guys. So know that when there's not a new recording, it's because something has prevented me from recording it. Because mad or not mad, happy or sad, I'm going to do my show. So that brings us into this week. Actually, it started last Friday. So a week ago now. I had ordered my DMT. And I have to order through CVS Specialty Pharmacy. Now, I have a copay assistance program that I'm on with Biogen, who makes Tecfidera. And Biogen, by the way, is a great company. I I have yet to find a pharmaceutical company that is not a great company when it comes to helping patients who can't afford their medicines otherwise. So, in any case, Biogen, their assistance program helps to pay off my copay. So, in January it worked, in February it worked. And then at some point in February, they decided at CVS Specialty Pharmacy, and I have to use CVS Specialty Pharmacy because I have CVS Caremarks for my prescription insurance, and they only allow you to get your specialty medicine through their specialty pharmacy. Sounds kind of like a monopoly to me. It's really hard to get outside of CVS and their affiliates to get your medications when you have CVS Caremarks as your insurance for prescriptions. And they fall under my general United Healthcare insurance, which is my medical portion. So when they backed out my transactions, I now owe all of my out-of-pocket expenses and all of my deductible expenses. Now, I've got a $7,500 out-of-pocket expense, and this is the case for many, many, many of us, and my husband is still paying, quite a bit for this insurance, even though it's through Lubrizol Corporation. So, it's not right. It's completely unfair. And this is happening to a lot of us. So I am in the process of fighting this and making them undo their reverse transactions. I've even snapped a picture of it where it says the initial $6,000 deductible, yes, $6,000, has already been met. And then the next transaction I have from the pharmacy, the specialty pharmacy, says that another 56 something was paid, and that would take me past my out-of-pocket. Except for they canceled both of those transactions. Now, how come they're allowed to do that? I do not know. Now they're trying to tell me that that's always been the case. No, it hasn't. Go back through your records and you will see it has not. I don't know where you guys have screwed this up, but y'all have screwed this up. And I am the one being affected. So then that was Friday. I had this discussion and I was on the phone for hours with these people. So on Monday, United Healthcare got involved. And a representative from United Healthcare, she helped me, and she stayed on the line with me the entire time. 3 solid hours we were on the line being passed from agent to agent to agent throughout the CVS system. We spoke with CVS Caremarks, which is supposed to be the plan. We spoke with the pharmacy. We went back and forth between the two. We kept asking for supervisors. We kept trying to escalate things. And you know what? They didn't do a thing. So they tell me that they will call me within 24 hours. Yeah. So I get a call from Biogen at like 7:30 that night. And Biogen is going to help me to get my medication while we're trying to figure this out. And I got to say, Biogen has been fantastic. And, they're being a lifesaver as far as my medication and getting my DMT. But that still leaves the problem with CVS Specialty Pharmacy backing out the transactions, because this affects my medical insurance as well, not just my pharmaceuticals. So, my doctor's office visit without meeting my deductible and everything is nearly $300 every time I go. $300. And I go every 3 months. And I had that appointment in the middle because, well, my I had to get a different medication. So there's that. And then tests. You know how expensive MRIs are. If you've got MS, you've seen that bill before. You know, they're $8,000 a pop or somewhere thereabouts, depending on your insurance company. And then there's other kinds of testing, and I'm set up to go to have cognitive testing done in April. I had previously had this set up to be done, but was having trouble with the medication, so it was postponed until a later time. So, because I want my medicine straight and not affecting me when I go for this testing. And it's just been absurd trying to deal with these people. So I have United Healthcare helping me to fix the problem. I have Biogen helping to correct the problem. And we're still hearing every day, 24 hours. That's what they tell us every single day. Give us 24 hours. Is anything going to happen in 24 hours? Are they going to ever fix this? Or is the only answer I ever get going to be, wait 24 hours and somebody will call you back? This is ridiculous. And I will stomp and I will scream until I'm blue in the face and until I finally feel my feet and they hurt. Because this is wrong, y'all. This is wrong. No matter if they're doing it to somebody who has private insurance or if they're doing it to people on Medicare, this is wrong. If it is a bill paid, it's a bill paid, and it doesn't matter who pays it. If Joe Blow paid that bill for me, they wouldn't care, and it would still be paid. And it would still go towards my deductible and out-of-pocket expenses. And they told me that I should have paid the bill myself and gotten reimbursed from Biogen. Now that, to me, is wrong. That, to me, is wrong. But yet they're telling me, oh, but we don't want it to look like you're receiving kickbacks. Really? This is not a kickback, people. This is a leg up. My expenses go way above and beyond what my medical insurance pays for, what my pharmacy insurance pays for. I still have all my vitamins, all my gels, all my pain relief that is over the counter and that I purchase separately. All of that comes out of my pocket. So yeah, I'm really still very angry about this. And I hope everybody else can get really angry about this and that we can stomp loudly and let everybody know what's going on and how it's actually affecting our health. So CVS Health, I don't think so. Y'all aren't CVS Health. If you were CVS Health, then you would know how this affects us. So my time is up, of course, but I'll probably fussing about this next week again because I don't see this happening in 24 hours. It's already been since Friday. So nothing has been being done within 24 hours. And of course, they're making no guarantees. So till next time, I love you guys. Thank you very much for listening. And remember always, smile big, smile often, laugh a lot, and most importantly, love yourselves, including your wacky MS-ed up pots. Thanks, guys. Bye.